So I was embraced with culture when it comes to fashion and style. But the educate piece, and that's what I'm doing now, clearly, is educating youth of tomorrow and of today and showing them that, you know what, I didn't just arrive. And at the end of the day, they can't just take the opportunity and say, I need to do this right now, because there's no such thing as instant fame. And then, yes, and then it comes to style. That's the last word. And style meaning everyone's personality is totally different. Clearly, I can't walk in a corporate setting like this, but I am in the environment that suits my personality. So learn your environment, learn your personality, and get delivered from yourself.
Yeah, the ladies do not want to follow that, so moving on. Look, drop the mic, nothing else to say. Holy grail. All right, ladies. Tell us a little bit about, what role did African ancestry play in the evolution, do you think, of black style? When we look at a lot of styles from the 60s and 70s, there are those iconic things like, the bell bottom and the fringe and the suede and the leather and all those things. What do you think that really has played a role? How has African American culture played a role not only then in the 60s and 70s when I think it was so predominant, and even now when we're looking at it? Jonetta?
Well, I say this. Africa was the first continent. Yes, yes. So color, shape, texture, pattern all comes from the originator. The play on the different textures and the colors and the fabrications now, of course with modern technology, are able to be used in other places. So June and I were talking just about the fact that the runway right now is exhibiting, once again, the culture of the 60s and the 70s, but also black style. We're constantly being replicated again and again because we, as African Americans, are able to wear color, we're able to wear shape, we're able to wear textures. We invented a lot of them, and they've gone on and on and on. So for the 60s and 70s, it was a very fun time. It was an explosive color and explosive patterns. Men were able to wear fabrications that they were never allowed to wear before, and women as well wore mini skirts. They showed their voluptuous bodies in a way that was never allowed. So here we have how the black culture has influenced fashion all the way around.
And June, I wanted to ask you too, in terms of today and a lot of the celebrities that you've styled, I'm sure you reach back into different decades and say, you know what, let's bring this back because it was just so fabulous. That's what we're going to do. Is there anything particular that you draw from a certain time period that you just like and you say either it works across the board or you have individuals that, maybe a different generation works for each one?
I mean, that's a great question because I started in the industry 23 years ago, and at the time urban fashion was somewhat black and white, and I bought glamour to that genre of music, and that's what it was about, being celebratory. It was about role playing, it was about being iconic, and in order to be iconic you have to be consistent. And I think that was really important. I wanted to kind of really infuse, like, if you're consistent with it, then it becomes believable, and that's how you build an icon. It's like, that the DNA of icons is from consistency and confidence. And when you think about a designer's dream is that they're able to have a consumer, to capture a consumer with that idea. I want to be iconic, I want to be consistent, I want to be confident. That's a designer's dream. So, in building those characters over the years, using celebrities as my muses, that I thought so much about the glamour in that time. When you would go to Studio 54 and you see all these iconic Diana Rosses and all these divas, and even, Billy D. Williams, and those guys were just not afraid to play dress up. And that's really what it's about. It's like, play dress up if you're taking out the garbage. Wear your big glasses. Dropping the kids to school. Give me a fur. Glamour is alive. I think from here on it will never die.
Or wear a turban. You're very famous for your turbans, right?
Listen, a turban? It is a woman's crown. Our hair is our crown. A turban. I know when I first wore a turban to Fashion Week, I was like an eyesore. They were like, mammy wrap. I mean, they really, truly didn't get it. And I was true to it. I stuck by it. I knew where it came from. I knew what it was symbolized. And I didn't let it go. And it became one of the most iconic moments. And I met